Hey my friends, how's it going? It's Ultimus, and as promised, once I had more information for you guys as far as what on God's green earth triggers the Arms Warrior artifact skin quest, I would make a video about it, and gosh darn it, we're going to do that. I am going to briefly, hope it doesn't bore you guys too much, read the entire blue post by Community Manager Lore, just so we can have everything out in the open, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully this video shouldn't take too long, because again, I just wanted to touch on what actually causes the proc, so now we actually have some clear, lines drawn here in the sand, and just share a couple of my thoughts on it, and that'll be that. So yeah. Lore states, we'd like to take a moment to dispel some rumors, and give some insight into certain hidden artifact appearances, as well as some general notes on how this system and similar systems has worked out so far in Legion. For starters, we've seen some rumblings about the community, or around the community rather, that the appearance for Arms Warriors was hotfixed in. And lore states here that this was not the case, so apparently I was wrong on that one. The quest for that particular appearance has a daily chance to be offered in the Warrior Order Hall, and when it's active, it will be active throughout an entire region for that day. Our initial setting for that chance ended up being too conservative and was increased in patch 7.1, but the chance has been there every day since the expansion launched. And I want to eventually come back and touch on that a little bit. Many of you have also been asking about the hidden appearance for Frost Death Knights. We've been trying to avoid giving out too much in the way of spoilers for these, but as it's now the last one to be discovered, we figured we might as well give you guys a hint. This appearance is tied to a particular world boss which hasn't spawned yet, which I'm sure people love that. Once that boss is available, we expect that appearance to be found pretty quickly. We've learned a lot of important lessons about hidden contact, and these sorts of varied and discoverable unlocks over the course of Legion development. Some of our efforts were clearly far more successful than others, and we're going to take these lessons to heart and apply them going forward. Additionally, we're working on a few tweaks to how the hidden artifact appearances are acquired, which will be released to a future patch, with the goal of reducing the frustration that can come from trying to chase down some of the more elusive ones. So, basically, me and a lot of other warriors were wrong about how the Arms Warrior artifact skin does proc, or what triggers it. Nothing to do with anything other than apparently a random chance per region. Now, what decides what a region is, or how they define a region, that I don't know. Is it based on like country, based on like a country, like in the Americas, or of course, the Asian countries and Europe and stuff like that, Australia, or is it based on server regions? I don't have a specific answer for that, but it has nothing to do with your character. It's a random chance based on basically where you live, more or less. I did log in today as in it's now Wednesday as I'm recording this video. And previous to this, I was not able to get it on my warrior that was Horde, and he's on the Illidan server. I have since then been able to start the quest with him. So again, we're seeing that come along, which is fine. My question and my curiosity is perked, though, as he says the chance has been there every day since the expansion launched, but no one was getting it. That's my question. Like, I'm willing to accept the answer, but it seems quite strange at the same time that if it's been there since the entire expansion launched, how did no one have the skin? Because if someone actually had the skin, there would have been posts about it. Because everything that we'd seen up till this point had been kind of trolly posts, right? Like someone kind of bugged it out somehow and got access to the skin without actually unlocking it, just basically as like a transmog feature or something along those lines. I don't know. It seems weird. The whole thing seems fishy to me. But at least now we have an answer, and now we know that it has nothing to do with artifact knowledge. It has nothing to do with progression through the class order hall campaign. It has nothing to do with anything that other than is it your region's turn, for all this to proc. Again, kind of a bummer that it came out the way it has, but at least we have answers now. And of course, the comment section here is full of people complaining, whining, what you'd pretty much expect from the Blizzard forum. So I really don't take too much of the feedback in there to heart. It's all just kind of noise. pretty much. The other one, of course, that they touched on lightly was the Frost Death Knight artifact appearance. It's the last one to be discovered, and everyone was freaking out that it's attached to a world boss that hasn't even spawned yet, so people are pissed off, freaking out. So we've been wasting all this time and all these hours on stuff, and it's like, well, yeah, it's an MMO. It's kind of what happens. There's a little bit of a grind to it. Maybe the RNG is a little bit too high, obviously, but it's a grind. You're going to put time into stuff that's going to end up not working out for you. I don't know what to say about that one. Although I will say, I think the best comment in the entire comment section goes to this guy right here. Askela. Prop artifact, hidden appearance is a joke, to be honest. Never going to visit that cave ever again. So RNG based. Same for those frost mages out there. Make something to trigger it instead of being RNG. It really blows on a lot of people who play warrior and went for this appearance. Got... Not going to actually say that out loud. I'm not going to lie. It was even a stealth nerf. Wasted 8 hours till someone told me it was hot fixed. And then at the very end, BT dubs, buff Fury Warriors. PS, love Karazhan. Great job on Nightbane. Just, I don't know why that was so funny to me, but it was. Angry, angry, angry. PS, your guys are great and did cool things. It was just the way it was thrown out there. Hilarious to me. I think there is a lot to be learned from this, and I think the idea of having hidden... stuff to unlock throughout the course of an expansion is great. I think it's wonderful, but the amount of RNG that's attached to that plus gear makes it feel a little sour. I think if it was RNG for one or the other, I think it would be okay, personally, but just with so much random chance, like you can't even like really figure out necessarily what causes some of this stuff to proc. It's just like, it's just overwhelming. Sometimes you're like, well, what can I actually have control over unlocking? And I don't know. But I will say this, I am glad that we finally have some clear lines drawn in the sand, more or less, on what actually procs it, what to do. We got some answers. Of course, want to know what you guys think on the whole matter. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think it kind of clears things up? Obviously, curious to know what you think of it as far as, are you okay with how it's all played out? I'm sure Frost Death Knights are a little bit upset. I got no problem with stuff being tied to world bosses. I don't have any problem with stuff being tied to stuff that hasn't spawned yet. Like, you know, it's Blizzard's game, and they can decide how and what pace they want to release content. And so, obviously, it was inevitable that some class was going to be the last to discover their hidden artifact appearance. It just happened to be Frost Death Knights. So, I mean, it's one of those feels bad man situations. But it was bound to be somebody. Just wondering how much RNG attached to it might be making everything feel a little more sour. But that's all I have to say on the matter. Either way, for those of you guys who have unlocked your Arms Warrior hidden artifact skin, congrats. And I've gotten a couple messages from some of you guys that have previously stated that they weren't able to unlock it. Now that you guys can unlock it, so congrats to you guys. Enjoy it. And enjoy unlocking the other skins that come along with it from PvP, World Quest, all that good stuff, dungeons. But yeah, that's all I got to say on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Are you okay with hidden artifact appearances being tied to RNG? Or do you just hate RNG as a whole? You just want to know what you guys think. Let me know. All right, I'll catch you next time.